Welcome to Olympian Cares, giving you the best in water testing and analysis. Today we're looking at the Hill, and we're looking at a federal issue where Congress must reform the Safe Drinking Water Act to guarantee the public the right to know. Now, why this is important is there's federal guidelines and there is state guidelines. Now, both of these play a huge role in making sure that your water is safe. So what do we need to do on the federal level, and what's going on? So now there's another extreme drinking water incident. The U.S. Navy personnel in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, suffered some stomach pain, they suffered vomiting, and they suffered diarrhea before laboratory analysis found gasoline and diesel products in the water. Now this can be very severe, and this can kill someone, so this is huge. This needs to be addressed. And more than 3,000 residents were forced from their homes for the holidays. Also, Flint, Michigan, if you're familiar, had that water crisis in the nation's rearview mirror of American life, and toxic PFAS in Newburgh, New York, the industrial solvent 1,2,3-triglycylpropane in California, and heavy metal lead in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and a lot of scores of other incidents. That's just naming a few. So not only does this happen in New York, it happens in other states. It needs to be addressed. The aging 1974 Safe Drinking Water Act is at fault. Now, they're blaming the specific act, and they're saying Congress must reform the law to guarantee the public's right to know the quality of their drinking water in advance. They also need to foster technologies that will protect that right. So what are they suggesting? Technological protections are commonplace in the 21st century, and they want cell phones to deliver storm alerts, car sensors to predict collisions, motion detectors to trigger front door cameras. NASA even reports asteroid near misses, and yet they're saying that automatic alerts are not provided to the public before there's poisoned water coming from their taps, which seems reasonable. Wouldn't you want to get a notification on your phone if something happened to your drinking water? Also, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, seemed on the right path in 2008. They were pledging to be guided by the premise that consumers have a right to know what's in their drinking water before they turn on the tap, which seems extremely reasonable, but by 2011, they reversed course, allowing the community water systems 6 months to report previous water quality, either 1 day or 1 month, 1 year to report quality violations depending on the relative risk. So the EPA was wrong to treat the right to know as ample precedent in policies that protect public health, product labeling, workplace hazards, tobacco warnings, toxic waste sites, and more. But the EPA also constrained the 1970s mindset of the act. It might be good to actually have a time constraint on when they can report it as opposed to leaving it open. That could solve a lot of problems, including the issue in Michigan, PFAS in New York, and other problems. So it's always a good idea, because we're seeing all of this now while Congress is reforming the Safe Drinking Water Act, or when they do, to always get your water tested and make sure that it's safe for consumption.